Hello and good evening. It's been a while since I did like a nice little sat down in front of the computer and actually did a nice little vlog. As you see, things are going crazy in the background. Just ignore all this. Maybe I should just green screen it, but I didn't have the green screen. So yeah, it is what it is. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, 2014. What a strange things. I have less than 3 days. Well, I have 3 days left at the job that I'm leaving. Um, I've been there for like 3 years now. I think a little bit over 3 years. Wow, that's actually a little bit crazy when I think about it. And I wanted to relate a story, how your mindset and can affect your environment and vice versa. When I first started at this company, it was a small company that you know trended it and did their own thing, and the culture there was so positive. It was great. People would be helpful, kind, friendly. It was exactly the job that I always dreamed about having, and that positive attitude went a long way, and I rose up pretty quickly, and it was because I was confident in my abilities and I wanted to bring something to the table. But as you know, something rotten happened in Denmark. We got bought out by an unnamed corporate conglomerate. I'm never going to name the company that I worked for. Despite them and the things that they did to me, I'm going to have enough professionalism and enough grace to not shame them, because, after all, they did pay me for a while, so that's the least I could do for them, even though the favor wasn't returned. But the culture of this company, which was once so positive and so great, started to go away. Everything that made this a great company to work for went away. All the jobs that I wanted to do and envisioned myself working in this company and working towards suddenly weren't there. I had to, be reclassified into something that is the antithesis of me working at that said company. I thought I'd give it a shot. I still had some positive energy left. The start of these quarterly reviews, my positive attitude went right out the window when something was basically untrue and pretty much scandalous and salacious was said about me, and it was written up into my review. I was naturally upset by this because, naturally, if people are saying things that aren't true about you, especially if it affects you, your pay grade, everything that you've been working for, you'd be naturally a little bit upset and demotivated by this. But, they misclassified me once. I thought it was a mistake. When they dropped this bomb, even Renji got mad about it, was something that turned me and turned all my positive energy, knowing that no matter what I did and how hard I worked, and I have the results from those things, I was always going to be viewed as that sort of employee. It wouldn't go off my record. It would affect me and my livelihood. Something that I take quite seriously, especially since you guys know me. If I'm not working someplace, I'll go make my own damn money. I'm perfectly fine with that. I've started my own businesses and ran them quite successfully for a while. I just get tired of doing them, and I want to go do something else. So, all the positive energy from that workplace left, and I noticed it wasn't just me, it was everywhere. There's no more smiles. There's this surliness. There's this suspicion. There's such a change in the culture that it permeates and it rots the company within. And I felt that come in, and despite them all saying all positive and stuff like that, the results weren't there. If everybody wanted to be positive and be positive, they should have encouraged us. Instead, they demotivated us. Instead of reaching up and saying, come on, let's go up to this level. It's going to be great. I saw people getting held down. I mean, this is almost as bad as backstage wrestling politics, getting held down by somebody. I saw people get buried there. Good people. And I thought it wouldn't happen to me, but it happened to me too. I'm 40 years old. This isn't high school. I don't have to put up with this shit. So I swallowed my pride and with a heavy heart knew that the company isn't going to change for me. I'm not going to change for the company. Maybe it's best that I find something else to do and move on. And so I did. I applied at different places. As much as people say the economy is improving, hi, Renji, it's not. I had a stable work history, but it still took me about 3 or 4 months to actually find a new job and a new career that I could feel happy working for. And I am actually, quite happy that I have landed this new position and a new job and a new career field entirely that I can go forward and make more money, spend more time with my family, and ultimately be secure knowing that in my old age I will have enough to take care of myself. Hey, Renji. He's just being a nutball today. But that's just what the thing. And I'm lucky, and I guess I'm lucky enough and blessed enough to where I don't have like a lot of responsibilities. My responsibility is to the cat back there, and that's just about it. And I'm pretty sure I can afford $10 every 2 months to feed him. Even if I have to go beg for change, I will. But what was happening to me was just that negative attitude by the company started affecting me. And no matter how hard I worked, I wouldn't get recognized for it. And I was pulling up the #1 numbers, and I got the stats to prove it. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to get promoted. I was belittled. I was constantly being watched because even though I have the best stats, he's got to be doing something wrong. They had people watching and going by my desk every day. And if I wasn't doing whatever they wanted to, they would knock on my desk in a rude fashion. That is complete bullshit. It's horseshit. It is the disrespect of your employees of the highest nth degree. And if you're lucky that I actually have a control over my temper, if it was just to be my old days, if I was in wrestling, I'd get up and hit you with my goddamn chair. I do not take kindly to being disrespected by that. And if they show me that amount of disrespect, sorry, it doesn't work 2 ways. I'm not going to kiss your ass and slaver all over your boots, if you know what I mean. Thankfully, my immediate lead is probably the only one I'll listen to at that point, because I get a little bit of an attitude sometimes, and she can't do, but she can keep me in check, and I can keep her in check. So that actually was a good thing. My immediate supervisor had nothing to do with it. She was great. But just these orders on high and trying to make these people into these perfect corporate foot soldiers and only pay them sub-corporate wages, it's laughable. And it's silly. And the customers are suffering ultimately. I have fielded more complaints in the last 3 months there than I did for the entire 3 years that I was there. And this is just because they were bleeding people. Good people were seeing what was up, and they were like, you know what? I don't think this is a place for me. And maybe I was just blind, and maybe I thought that things would change if I just hung in there long enough, worked hard enough, they would recognize that how much I was contributing, but that's not the case. They see what they want to see. There's favorites, and it's just not a place for me. So I actually, did some nice things, and I did some not nice things. I gave them more than my 2 weeks notice. I didn't quit on a whim. I was professional enough to write this up, send it out. I did the right thing. Even though that they have not done the right thing for me, I did the right thing by me and for me by doing the right thing to them. And that I can leave holding my head high. They can say whatever they want about me when I'm gone, because it doesn't matter. I'm gone. I'm most likely never going to come back there. I don't want to burn any bridges, but I don't want to rebuild them if it's just going to be more of the same. Some changes would have to be made before I would even consider coming back there, because I'd rather go flip burgers for 24 hours a week, because I won't make much money, but the rest of the week will be mine. If most of my bills are paid and my customers, who gives a shit? I have all this time for myself. So, off the subject of that, and then onto the subject of, yes, Chad is losing weight. I have become more active this year than I have been in a while. And it's part of that change in the mindset. And another factor of me leaving is that I don't want to sit behind a desk and stare at a screen all fucking day long. I mean, I did this for the last 3 years. I did that for TKP for forever. I would go to a job where I was looking at a screen, go home and work at TKP stuff, and look at other screens. That was my life, looking at screens. Cell phone, the desktop here, the laptop, the tablet. Just so much time wasted looking at screens. I don't know what I did for the last 10 years of my life. I was just looking at a screen all the time. And individually, I didn't grow personally from that. I got smarter, but I sure as hell didn't get any healthier.
And it affects your mindset. And since I've been out and more active and enjoying nature and just going out for these long walks and working out and just leaving all that shit, that work stress, that personal stress, the financial stress, leaving it all out there, I found out that I can sleep a lot better at night. I'm refreshed. I don't have those fear attacks that I used to anymore. I still get them once in a while, but don't get me wrong, but they're not as intense anymore because I am doing my absolute best. And I am retraining my brain to get rid of all that poison that was pushed into it for these past 6 months that I've just been miserable there. Work stress, it's all gone. And as I put these last 3 days in there, I'm doing the absolute bare minimum. I don't have anything to prove to them anymore. I've proven myself over and over again. You guys were just the idiots that didn't see it. So that's about it for now. Just another vlog, and it was good to get out the desktop for a while and stuff like that. I know I'm posting with my phone a little bit more, and then I might go on the laptop here and there. So there might be some video quality jumps, as of course I'm working with different equipment, different resolutions, and all that other good stuff. So, just don't take heart. Just be glad I'm posting something. All right, later, Gators. Stay classy, people.